In this video, I will demonstrate how to apply the commonly used modifiers. First, we have the array modifier.
The array modifier creates duplicates of an object in a linear or radial pattern, making it easier to create repetitions or patterns. To use array modifier, select your object, go to the modifier tab, click on add modifier and choose array. Adjust the parameters such as count and offset to create the desired array pattern. Bevel modifier. The bevel modifier adds bevel or rounded edges to the selected edges or vertices, giving a smooth finish to objects. To use bevel modifier, first select your object, go to modifier tab, add the bevel modifier, and adjust the width and segments parameters to control the bevel effect. You can also use bevel on edit mode. Just click tab, or if you're on edit mode, just click bevel, then right click to adjust the bevel effect. Build modifier. The build modifier creates the effect of an object appearing gradually as if it is being built or assembled. To use build modifier, go to modifier tab, add modifier, and click build. Then adjust the start frame and length, or you can do it something like this. You can also put it in reverse. Boolean modifier. The Boolean modifier is used to perform operations like union, intersection, or difference between two objects, allowing you to create complex shapes. Here I have two objects, the sphere and the cube. So I'm going to put it together like this. Then go to the modifier tab. And select Boolean. Select your main object. Here my main object is the cube. Then apply the Boolean modifier. Then choose the second object as the target. You can select the operation and like union, difference, or intersection, then press H on your keyboard. And there you have it. Decimate modifier. The decimate modifier reduces the number of vertices in a mesh. It is useful for optimizing models for performance. To use decimate modifier, just go to the modifier tab and select decimate. Add the decimate modifier to your object, then just adjust the ratio parameter to reduce the vertex count and choose a method like collapse and subdivide or planar. Edge split modifier. The edge split modifier sharpens the edges of a mesh by splitting faces based on an angle threshold, enhancing the visual appearance. To use edge split modifier, go to the modifier tab and click edge split. Then adjust the split angle parameter to define the threshold angle and activate sharp edges to see the effect on your object. Mirror modifier. The mirror modifier mirrors an object's geometry across a specified axis, enabling symmetrical modeling and saving time. To use mirror modifier, go to the modifier tab, then add mirror modifier to your object. Then choose the axis of mirroring, adjust the merge and clipping options to connect mirror geometry, and start modeling symmetrically. Here I'm going to mirror my object on the x-axis. As you can see, it mirrored my object on the same axis. Multi-resolution modifier. The multi-resolution modifier enables subdivision and sculpting at different levels of detail, allowing for high-resolution details without increasing the base mesh complexity. To use multi-resolution modifier, go to the modifier tab and add the multi-resolution modifier. Then there you can switch between levels of detail using the view and render settings and sculpt or edit the object at different resolution. You can also use subdivide like I'm doing here. Screw modifier. The screw modifier revolves a profile around an axis to create a 3D shape. To use screw modifier, go to modifier tab and select screw modifier. Then there you can adjust the settings to create the desired shape.
You can also change its direction like vertically or horizontally. Remesh modifier. The remesh modifier recreates the surface of an object as a new mesh with a uniform topology, ideal for smoothing or simplifying complex shapes. To use remesh modifier, go to the modifier tab and select remesh modifier. Add the remesh modifier to your object and choose a mode like voxel, block, smooth, and etc. Set the actual depth or scale parameters for detail level and apply the remeshing operation. Image texture. The image texture adds an image texture to the mesh or an object. To use image texture, select your object, then go to the Material tab. Then click the small circle beside base color. Then select image texture. You can either create or select new file. As for me, I select the create file and then go to my downloads and select the image that I'm going to use. So as you can see, the image is already applied to my object. I just chose a random pic, that's why it looked like that. Subdivision surface modifier. The subdivision surface modifier smooths out surfaces by subdividing the mesh or the object. To use subdivision surface modifier, click your object, then go to the modifier tab, add modifier, then select subdivision surface. There, adjust the settings to your desired shape. You can also increase the number of subdivisions for a smoother appearance. Triangulate modifier. The triangulate modifier converts faces in a mesh to triangles. To use triangulate modifier, go to the modifier tab, click add modifier, then select triangulate. And then there, as you can see, the arrangements of the vertices or faces are in square, but after applying the triangulate modifier, the faces of my objects became triangles. Weld modifier. The weld modifier merges vertices of a mesh that are close together. To use weld modifier, go to modifier tab, add modifier, then select weld. Then adjust the merge distance parameter to merge vertices within a certain distance. Shrink and flatten. Shrink and flatten tool is used to move selected vertices, edges, faces along their own normal, perpendicular to the face, which on standard normal meshes will shrink or flatten them. To use shrink or flatten tool, simply go to edit mode and click shrink or flatten. Use right click on adjusting the faces of your object. Shear. The shearing tool in Blender is a form of movement where parallel surfaces move past one another. During this transform, movement of the selected elements will occur along the horizontal axis of the current view. The axis location will be defined by the pivot point. To use the shear tool, simply go to your edit mode and click shear. Then right-click to shear it.